What up, people? Welcome to another episode of the MySpace Effect, Building Influence and Impact. I'm your host, Herschel Peters. Thank you for joining me. I hope all is well. This is the last week of the month of February. I've been kind of on this theme of dealing with love and different perspectives. And in this particular episode tonight, I really want to deal with this thing of relationships. I know I've been talking about love and stuff this month, but I want to deal with this thing about relationships and why some relationships feel so broken. It's all about understanding the ecosystem. It's all about understanding the ecosystem. You know, if some of us been dating and married, divorced and single, or even just watching relationships around us, you've probably felt like something is off. And some of the people I've talked to and been around, something is off, but it's been hard to articulate what exactly is going on. Conversations feel harder. Trust feels fragile. Some people feel guarded, and instead of connection, a lot of relationships feel like negotiations. It's some tough stuff out there right now. And so this particular episode is about blaming men or women. I want to make that clear. It's about understanding the environment we're trying to build relationships in. Many of us really don't have an understanding of the ecosystem that is. Most of us end up personalizing things that has nothing to do with us or was never about us. And so that's what I want to talk about today. Why relationships feel broken. Not to criticize, but to bring clarity. Clarity is always the first step towards healing. Yeah, let's get to it.
This is the MySpace Effect, where identity meets influence, depth over distraction, and becoming who you're called to be outweighs chasing attention. Hosted by Herschel M. Peters. Let's get into it.
I want to make something clear in today's episode, is that relationships don't feel hard because people are necessarily bad. They feel hard because the environment is unstable right now. I'm really going to have a conversation and really be mature about this, because that's important. You have so many people that talk about stuff like this, but they're ranting and raving and downing people. And really, I want to try to uplift and inspire. That's what true leadership does. It gives hope. It does. A lot of people think relationships are broken because people are broken. I believe it's something much deeper than that. And I want to try to peel back the layers on today's episode regarding that. There is a noticeable shift that I've been observing over the last few years that a lot of people are not talking about. And whether it's dating or relationships in a general sense, the landscape has changed. And we went from community to individualism. COVID played a huge part in that. Many went from patience to immediacy, which is, I got to have it right now. What is patience? That's like a cuss word nowadays. What you say? And here's a major one. We've gone from formation to performance. That's vital because we used to grow people before we paired them. And nowadays, we pair people in hope that they grow. And I believe that's why a lot of trauma has taken place and why it's become normalized, particularly in the Black community. This is something I can speak on. This is lived reality. There's a lot of unhealed wounds right now that have been passed as standards now. It's tough. Survival habits mistaken for personality. Guardedness confused with wisdom. Yeah. That hits. And we've gotten to the point where what we call preferences are often just unhealed experiences in disguise. And this is important because what it does is, I want to make something clear, that I am not trying to beat up men. And this is not no soft approach. As I shared earlier, I really want to inspire. I think sometimes we forget that intent doesn't negate impact. And we may have right intentions. At the same token, that impact is real too. And so really one of the core deals that contributes to this is that there are a lot of men that are not in formation. A lot of men have never saw healthy masculinity modeled. Provision taught without emotional leadership. Confidence confused with competence. We have a culture now where we teach men how to make money, but we never teach them how to make a woman feel safe. Yeah. When men are unavailable, women adapt to it. And that's why most experience guardedness has a response. It's not necessarily rebellion. It's due to adaptation. Some have masculine traits emerging from necessity. Yeah. It's almost like when a person is not nurtured, you're malnourished. And then ultimately control replaces trust. I've dealt with that a great deal. I met some people, and I mean, before we can get 10 minutes of conversation, geez Louise. But that's because when leadership feels unreliable, protection becomes self-management. I have to do this. All of this absence from men, women adapting to absence, what they can lead to is broken communication. Why? Because identity is. I really want to break this down and take my time with it because I want to give clarity if nothing else. Because of the fact that communication is broken because identity is, people tend to talk past each other because they don't know who they are. Conflict becomes ego defense instead of problem solving. Silence, sarcasm, and withdrawal becomes coping mechanisms. The point that I'm trying to make here is that one cannot communicate clearly from a confused identity. It just can't happen. Men without formation, absence, women adapt to that absence. Communication is broken because identity is. And that pushes us into where dating now is so transactional. Now, this is something that I'm sure many can relate to right now. Dating has become very transactional. What do you bring? I'm not concerned about who you're becoming. What do you bring to the table? Can you pay my bills? Huh? Honestly, it's not a man or woman thing. It goes both ways. We look at people as commodities. What can you do for me? Are you self-sufficient? I need this in order for me to obtain that. Value measured in utility, not character. And as I shared before, relationships are treated like negotiations. I mean, it's crazy. It's nasty work out there right now. It's nasty work, very nasty work. And that can damage and cause a lot of trauma because you're dealing with something real, which is emotions, the matter of the heart, and much more. That's some tough stuff right there. The danger in all of that is that when worth is measured by leverage, intimacy becomes a transaction. Most people were never taught stages of development. There's a lot of grace in this. There's a lot of grace in it. See, this is not to really condemn. I really want to help inspire some people. And again, that's what true leaders do. They inspire. It involves correction and truth. At the end of the day, there's a sense of hope that's left, Everyone right now is expected to know everything. You should just know. And yes, we live in an information age, surely. But some stuff is unrealistic. Some things have to be taught. Some things have to be exemplified. That's why patience is so important. And sometimes misalignment as a result of all that gets personalized as rejection. And see, that is where a lot of pain comes from, by expecting maturity from people who were never formed for it. It's unrealistic. And some things is unethical. Now, here's a point that I want to slow down and really just ease into this. Because there is a level of blame, accountability, responsibility, but I want to give clarity, offer a sense of relief. Because if there's a level of understanding that can be given and received, resentment can be reduced. And we can stop internalizing dysfunction. You learn to observe patterns instead of absorbing pain. Clarity doesn't excuse behavior. It protects your peace. And with all that's been shared, I want to make sure that I end this particular episode with hope and direction, because it's not about quitting on relationships. It's about understanding the terrain, the ecosystem. In the next episode, I'm really going to introduce a developmental map for men regarding this. Always got to start with the men. I'm going to deal with the women, but I'm going to start with the men. See, when you understand the ecosystem, you can stop blaming yourself for the weather. So I want to give some reflective questions with this. Where have I been expecting maturity that wasn't formed? You have to ask yourself, look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself that. What patterns keep repeating and what do they reveal? Am I dating from clarity or survival? Those are some great questions to ask. And if this conversation has resonated with you, I want you to hear this. Clarity doesn't mean blame. And understanding doesn't mean settling. So I shared before, when you understand the ecosystem, you stop carrying weight that was never yours to hold. And you become wiser, not harder. And we have a lot of hard up people right now. My time is up. Thank you for tuning in to the MySpace Effect, building influence and impact. I'm your host, Herschel M. Peters. I see you on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.
If this added value, share it. If it challenged you, sit with it. And remember, the assignment is you.